All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about a game that is seriously shaking up the poker world. It's faster, it's way more aggressive, and it goes by the name short deck poker. So you probably think you've got poker all figured out, right? Maybe you're a Texas Hold'em pro, you know your stuff. Well, I'm here to tell you, get ready to throw some of that right out the window. Yup, we're breaking down short deck poker, sometimes called 6+ poker. It's this super high-octane version of the game that has everyone, from the top pros to the action junkies, totally hooked. And there's a very good reason why. It literally changes everything. You know, the best way to think about it is like this. Short deck is kind of like traditional poker's wild, unpredictable cousin. It looks familiar on the surface, but man, it plays by a whole new set of rules. We're talking a total rethink, even for the most seasoned players out there. So what's the big secret? What's the massive change? It's actually super simple. The game is played with a 36-card deck. That's it. You just take a regular deck and pull out all the 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. But trust me, as we're about to see, that one little tweak, it has absolutely massive consequences for how the game is played. Okay, so taking out those cards, it sends this huge ripple effect through the whole game. And it starts with the most fundamental thing in all of poker, the hand rankings. Yeah, what beats what? Just think about it. With 16 fewer cards, the entire math of the game gets turned on its head. Big hands, they come around way more often. Pocket aces, pocket kings, you're going to be seeing those premium hands a lot more. And you know what that means, right? So much more action. And this right here is the biggest twist in short deck. This is the one that gets everybody at first. Are you ready for this? A flush beats a full house. I know, it sounds totally backward, right? But here's why. With 4 fewer cards of each suit in the deck, it is mathematically harder to make a flush than it is to make a full house. It just is. And that one little rule change completely redefines how you think about your draws. Okay, so let's connect the dots. The hand rankings are different. Big hands are way more common. What does that mean for you? Well, it means you have to completely rethink your strategy right from the very beginning. I'm talking about the first decision you make. Which hands are you even going to play? Right, so the first big adjustment you got to make is crucial. You have to start playing more hands. You need to widen that starting range, especially when you're in a late position. Now, yeah, high pairs are still gold, of course, but hands like strong connectors, think Jack 10, King Queen, their value just skyrockets because making a straight is so much easier now. And even those kind of speculative hands like suited aces become way more attractive to play. And all of this really hammers home a fundamental truth of this game. Position is absolutely everything. I mean, it's always important in poker, but here, it's king. In a game this full of action, being the last person to make a move in a betting round is just a massive, massive advantage. You get all the information and you get to control the pot. It's huge. So how does that translate into actual play? It's pretty straightforward, but it's so important. If you're in early position, one of the first to act, you're flying blind. You have no idea what the other players are going to do. So you have to play tight, play conservatively. But when you're in late position, oh, that's when it's time to hit the gas. You can really use that positional advantage to put the pressure on, to steal some pots, and to just take control of the whole hand. All right, so we've covered the new rules, we've got the basic strategy down. You with me? Good, because now we get to the really fun stuff. Let's talk about how the pros get their edge. We're talking advanced plays and, you guessed it, bluffing. See, the real secret to being good at short deck isn't just memorizing the new hand rankings. It's a game of constant adaptation. The real key to winning, the thing that separates the good from the great, is being able to read your opponents, figure out their habits, their weaknesses, and then just being ruthless about exploiting them. Let me give you a few examples. Like, say you're playing against a really passive player, a calling station who just calls everything. Don't try to get fancy. Just wait till you have a big hand and then bet big. Simple. Or what about a super aggressive player who's bluffing all the time? Well, you do the opposite. You be patient, you wait for a monster hand, and you let them walk right into your trap. And for that player who just can't let go of their mediocre hands, a good, well-timed bluff can work wonders. Now, one of the absolute best tools for all this advanced stuff is something called the semi-bluff. So what is that? It's basically when you bet or raise with a hand that isn't actually good yet, but it has a ton of potential to become the best hand. Think about a straight draw or a flush draw. The beauty of a good semi-bluff is that it gives you 2 different ways to win the pot. It's awesome. Way number 1, your opponent just folds to your bet.
Great, you win right there. Way number 2, they call you, but you still have a really good chance of hitting one of your outs, the cards that complete your draw, and you win the pot that way. This is why draws with a lot of outs are just perfect for this kind of play, especially when you have position on your opponent.
So, when you put all these pieces together, you start to see what short deck is really all about. It's not just some random lucky gamble. No way. It's a game that seriously rewards aggression, being able to adapt on the fly, and really understanding these unique rules. It's a true test of poker skill. And if you want to master it, you've got to have the right mindset. It really comes down to this. Stay disciplined, always be refining your tactics, and make every single hand count. Look, I know it's an action game, but that is not an excuse to be reckless. Discipline is absolutely everything. So there you have it, a whole new world of poker strategy, a world where flushes crush full houses, and the action, well, it pretty much never stops. The only question I have for you is, are you ready to play?